I just think it comes across as like a kind of gross negligence rather than, oh, Demonmama wants Glooby to draw nude art and get sent art by a minor, you know?
I have always been reachable and open to Glooby, though I admit that I am significantly less so now after he publicly and knowingly lied about me to the direct monetary benefit of specific drama channels who have used his word to enact a violent and deranged campaign against me.
As you know, a little while ago, I don't know if I watched the full video actually. I think I got a bit bored of it. But there were some allegations levied against Demonmama and the animal zoo. Fawn was also implicated for having a taste for certain darker hentai. Let's put it that way. Shotacon, is that it? Shotacon and Lolicon. Anyway, Demonmama actually ended up responding to these allegations. And, you know, it's a bit... There's not much going on at the moment, so we'll have a little look at this, okay? It'll be a good laugh. It'll be a good laugh at the very least. So let's have a little look. Okay. So the video is called Addressing My Community on the False Allegations and Harassment. Oh, so just to clarify as well, I think the Westside Tyler video, I think the stuff in regards to Fawn was decent. I think there was definitely demonstrable inappropriate interactions happening between, was it Glooby and Demonmama and Fawn. I think that some of the stuff around the payment was overinflated. And I don't know, dude. It was like the Glooby stuff. It's like, yeah, you know, I'm sure that there was a little bit of like, you know, skimping on payment and stuff like that. But I think that's probably a product of the fact the channel was quite small. I don't think it's that Demonmama was like raking in loads of cash and holding money back from Glooby. And I think that got overstated in the video. It wasn't as big a deal as it was made out to be in the video, you know? That's my guess. That's my kind of thoughts on it, I should say. So yeah, I think some of the stuff with the inappropriate communication and the Fawn stuff was legit. That's probably the stuff that I'd want to see addressed more than anything else. But let's see what's going on. Yeah, maybe there's a hypocrisy point of, oh, socialists not paying workers fairly or something. Sure. Something like that maybe. But anyway, let's have a look.
Hello, everyone. The harassment me, my family, and my friends have experienced over the last few weeks has been nothing short of insane. Ooh. I will not be responding to violent serial liars, drama farmers, or harassers whatsoever. However...
Strong start. I'm getting harassed. The horns are on. This is a bit like Dr. Disrespect responding in character, isn't it, with the horns?
After much consideration, I will address this subject one time, for the benefit of those within my community who are asking in good faith, as I have seen that there are genuine members of my community with concerns that I would like to put to rest. The communities harassing me and my family have falsely accused me of crimes, doxed me, and made threats against the lives of myself, my friends, and members of my family. The perpetrators of this campaign have absolutely no evidence of any of their so-called allegations, and they know this because none of what they are alleging happened at all. They rely on vague language and emotionally hypercharged claims to perpetuate outrage and anger. This harassment is exclusively being pushed by drama farming communities who have been asked by their creators to engage in brigading and more in the name of a grudge that is genuinely incomprehensible to me. The only pieces of evidence...
Yeah, I mean, you know, I don't fucking know the ins and outs of this and the truth of this. I mean, it'd be good to see some proof. Hopefully we're going to see some proof in a sec. This just feels like this idea of drama farming coming from Demonmama, who had just done a hit piece called like the Xanderhall Nuke to shit on Xanderhall for stuff. It's like, okay, so when you're doing it, it's based bringing the truth to light, but when other people are doing it to you, it's drama farming. Like, okay, Xanderhall is DMs about Keffals, right? Do you think they're a genuine statement and expression of like truthful intent? that Xander's about to drive down to Keffel's house and, you know, pull out a shotgun or whatever. Like, I don't think that's the case. Like, it was obviously someone just having a private fucking spurg out sesh, you know? So I'm like, I feel like you could argue that that is also the kind of drama farming and, you know, bringing forward things that aren't really necessary, but because you're doing it, it's acceptable. And I just think, no, it's either all of it's okay or none of it's okay, right? That's the way that I kind of would look at this. And I think if you think that Xanderhall's messages being brought forward were appropriate, you kind of have to think that, well, yeah, Fawn's best private messages and your private messages with Glooby, which absolutely could be classified as inappropriate, is also reasonable, you know, to bring forward to the conversation.
Provided at all, whatsoever, are so grossly misrepresented or deliberately presented without context that they can only serve to create a narrative that is, in whole cloth, slanderously false.
Jerry!
So let's get the facts straight. The claims against Fawn, my partner. A former thumbnailer for my channel by the name of Glooby shared his own cartoon not safe for work artwork with my partner Fawn and asked Fawn to share its own artwork in return. In the past, Glooby had unprompted sent me his own art, some of which included cartoon, vaguely not safe for work elements. One was literally a joke drawing of an emoji with a cartoon penis, for example. I told him not to send that kind of art at all, as it was both unwanted and unethical, and I reinforced that boundary multiple times. While I was happy to be supportive of his aspirations...
Is there any proof of this, though? Because the messages that were shown in Westside Tyler's video didn't cover that part of it, at least, but it did seem like there wasn't much of a, you know, a kind of shutdown on sending that kind of material. Yeah, the kind of thing that I think you would need to show here is a clear message of them sending you something and you saying, that's inappropriate, don't send that to me. So I'm a bit like, well, can we see those maybe? Like, that would be quite good evidence to demonstrate that you had set up a boundary. Yeah, okay. Okay, well, look, if Demonmama shows messages, we'll have a look at them, okay? And maybe I'm pause Andying here. Well, just wait, because we're only fucking 2 minutes in. Maybe they get shown, to be fair. But I'm just saying that that is going to be the key piece of information that would at least somewhat back up the case here, you know?
As an artist, I stayed firm in my boundaries. Let me show you. Here, Glooby wanted to share a not safe for work animation that he made. I refused this after asking him if he had turned 18.
Okay, here we go.
I asked him...
I learned how to animate in Clip Studio. I don't know if you want to see it because it's NSFW, but for the first time I think it's alright. What you mean? You want to see the NSFW I did for the first time in a new program? I'm learning how to use it, but I think I did alright. Wait, are you 18 now? No, not yet, so I prob can't. Sorry, I know I'm weird about that, but you know, weird shit happens. That's fair. Okay, well, this lends some credence to the claim, right? Because the claim was that it was only shut down when Glooby moved somewhere where it wouldn't be legal. Well, these are private DMs, I think, right? Does that meet the legal definition of sexting? Yeah, basically, the way that I see it is I feel like Demonmama was negligent in some ways, I think. But I don't think it was quite as egregious as I think Fawn was seemingly, you know, a lot more willing to participate in the discussion or trading of sexualized cartoons, right? So I think Demonmama wasn't really on the hook for this as much, but Fawn, I think, was more so.
This because I had previously in a voice call asked him not to send not safe for work when sharing his art. Once again, I was supportive of his art career, but was not comfortable with him sharing all of his drawings. Then...
Chud is Demonmama's Nick Mark. It's like... Yes, yes, yes. Many years ago now, it is true. It is true. I did used to be more friendly with Demonmama, but that has changed. Is it basically every time Demonmama gets brought up, is that I'm going to have to deal with this? Everyone going, oh, remember Chud? Remember you used to play video games with Demonmama? Yes, of course. I was there. I get it. Okay? Haha, very funny. Oh, this is the state. This is the state line.
Once again, I was supportive of his art career, but was not comfortable with him sharing all of his drawings. Then, despite me setting boundaries previously, Glooby still tried to send me his own art, going so far as to say that he was of legal age in his state. I reinforced my boundary, and as I am now aware and will show shortly, he then progressed to lying about his age in order to avoid my boundary. With Fawn, the fact that Glooby shared his own art.
Wait, sorry, what did this message say?
My boundary.
The paradox from SU, I'm proud of it. Also, for future reference, I'm the legal age in my state, so I can send NSFW art without the worry of the feds getting on yet. Damn, Glooby, this is good. I've animated the horny and I'm proud of it. Hell yeah. I still don't want to risk you sending anything strongly NSFW until you turn 18. Because we live in different states and I wouldn't want to tread on federal limits in these times. See, this response here, it does come across less that, oh, we shouldn't do that because it's bad or it's wrong. It's against the law, so I shouldn't do that, right? When it should be a very simple case of it's wrong to share any sort of sexualized images between an adult and a minor. You know, knowing you're a minor, that's wrong. So yeah, I feel like this is more of it's like a procedural defense than a, well, no, I said that it was really wrong to do that. Like, it's like, no, you're saying here that it's about the treading on federal limits. So yeah. But again, I feel like this comes across more like some sort of incompetence or something like that. Like, what's the other word I used? It's like yeah. You know, I mean, what's the other word I used earlier? Not incompetence, but what do you call it? Negligence, like a form of negligence, you know? Negligence is the word. Yes, that's the word I'm looking for. Like, it doesn't come across in these messages that, you know, I'm just trying to be fair, okay? Obviously, I I very much do not like Demonmama anymore, to be clear, okay? So I'm just trying to be fair to not look at this and immediately conclude, oh yeah, Demonmama's a giganonce, okay? It's like, I don't think so. This comes across way more like a kind of negligent approach that is born out of, like, you know, not wanting to shoot this young lad down, rather than Demonmama desperately clamoring to receive NSFW art from this person. See where I'm coming from? Not sure you agree. What messages would you show or look at to demonstrate that Demonmama is thirsting for NSFW art from Glooby? I just think it comes across as like a kind of gross negligence rather than, oh, Demonmama wants Glooby to draw nude art and get sent art by a minor, you know? But I think Fawn is more, you know, guilty of something beyond that, if I remember the video correctly. Just look at them. Okay, no offense, I just got to take precautions these days. I'm incredibly proud of the work you do. I'm going to send you a thing that isn't NSFW, okay? But it's a part of the animation, I understand. It's stinky with the laws.
Boundary. With Fawn, the fact that Glooby shared his own art and asked to see Fawn.
Chudlogic, you're sweeping. She said, don't send the NSFW art because I don't want to risk the federal ramifications, not because it's wrong. I did just say that about 5 minutes ago. I said that exact thing, that this is more of a procedural reasoning than an ethical or moral reasoning, which is bad. but I think that is born out of a negligence rather than a desire to actually get NSFW art from this person. So I feel like I did cover that part of it.
Fawn's art was deliberately removed from the context of the so-called DM leaks.
This is about avoiding legal consequence, not the moral consequence. Yeah, and the point I'm making is, I don't think that's born out of Demonmama thirsting after Glooby's NSFW art. It's more so a kind of negligence born out of like wanting to support him in some way. Do you see what I mean?
To create a narrative and play into a grossly false groomer slander. Let me show you. While Fawn did share its own artwork with Glooby in a casual context, Fawn never knew Glooby's age and fairly assumed that because he was sharing his own artwork, that it was fine to share its own. Nothing outside of casually sharing their own artwork ever happened, and even Glooby in his original testimony admits that nothing nefarious or malicious occurred.
I mean, I feel like we're in pyrocynical land again, right? Not confirming or checking the age before you start sending absolute atrocities. What? And there was no thought process to ask. And on top of that as well, if Demonmama knew that information, Demonmama should have imparted that information. You know, because I've said this before. I actually, you know, a couple of times played Apex with Glooby. I had no idea at the time that he was a minor, and I actually found some old conversations I looked through, and I was like, "Oh shit, what's here? No, what's here?" But it was nothing. There was nothing untoward. The only thing that Glooby had sent was a meme about Cyberpunk. And it was like a an image, a meme of like you know, there's a character creation glitch or something like that. And it was like, I can't stop the penis from coming out of the clothes. And it was essentially an image that Glooby had sent. And this was back in 2020. Cybergok, exactly. But at the time, obviously, I didn't know Glooby's age. And Demonmama did know Glooby's age. So the point I'm making is, if Fawn didn't know Glooby's age, right, that would suggest to me, based on, you know, Demonmama never told me Glooby's age back in 2020, that Demonmama probably didn't tell Fawn Glooby's age either, which seems massively inappropriate, particularly if Fawn is like sending these inappropriate messages. You know, Demonmama should be stepping in and going, no, you can't do that, they're underage. Like, stop this immediately, you know? But that didn't seem to happen.
On top of all of this, this did not happen in my server. I was not aware of such messages between Glooby and Fawn until recently, as I do not monitor my partner's private messages. If I had known that Glooby had sent art to Fawn, I would have ensured that Fawn knew, stopped, and had enforced similar boundaries. While it would have been wise and good for Fawn to ask for an ID before sharing even cartoon not safe for work artwork that it had made, none of
I mean, before you send porn, I think it's reasonable to expect you yourself would ask the age. This is like a twofold issue. The Demonmama very likely hasn't said the age of the person. But also, what the fuck is Fawn doing before even asking someone's age, sending porn to someone, bro? That's crazy. I don't even think ID is necessary. I think, you know, it's fair, like, I don't know. Like, asking is fine. I mean, first of all, yeah, don't fucking send porno drawings to strangers on the internet, okay? I get that that's going to happen. If you do want to do that, right, at least ask for the age before you start sending that kind of stuff through. And yeah, Demonmama may not have known or something, but it's just so fucking weird to me. The idea that you're sending these porno images through is crazy. You know, it reminds me, it's like the pyrocynical situation, you know? It's the kind of like not just asking the age before sending insane fucking porno shit.
None of this
It's like
matches with the
pervert behavior.
genuinely insane slander being pushed by these communities, nor does any of it reflect on me, as I had nothing to do with that. This is the only evidence that is provided to any of the insanity that is thrown at my partner and weaponized to try and hurt me. Unless, of course, you count unrelated, laughably cropped, out of context, and literally years old edgy Twitter jokes as evidence. As a quick side note, my Discord server has never had not safe for work channels and has always had strict rules against posting not safe for work content. We have the strongest enforcement against not safe for work of any Discord I am aware of in this space, and unlike many other politics and politics adjacent servers, we have never had not safe for work channels or vent channels. Of course, as all Discords do, we rely on reports from users in order to become aware of incidents from across all channels on the server that may not have been directly observed by a mod. That said, our reports have always been promptly and carefully handled, and any serious issues that are reported are handled by my paid lead mod. This has been true for years. Volunteer chat mods have never had any obligations to handle reports, especially serious reports, which have been exceedingly rare in the...
Yeah, I mean, there is an undeniable problem in lefty spaces of, you know, pretty persistent and unhinged sex posting. Like, why is it like the idea that it's normalized and it's like, oh, do you want to see some asshole pictures that I drew? Like, that is not normal fucking behavior that you engage in. Most people on the internet are not sharing fucking asshole pics to people they barely know. You know, normally there's at least a bit of a conversation before that happens. It's just not. So yeah, I mean, I don't know about these claims about the Discord and what wasn't in there, but I think that some of these spaces just end up cultivating a kind of sexual atmosphere, and that obviously plays out in kind of fairly predictable ways, you know. So yeah, I don't know. I just think there's a lot of kind of like cope and a bit of downplaying over this fawn stuff. You know, fawn should not be randomly just. Oh yeah, I want to see this asshole I drew. That's crazy behavior.
In the first place. Volunteer mods are exactly that, volunteers, who we believe are chill enough to occasionally mute unruly chatters or random spammers. Moving on. Claims about me. Glooby worked for me on a contract basis for thumbnails. I was incredibly upfront that the pay would be based off a static percentage of the channel gross revenue, that we were a small channel, but that there was potential for growth. I never ever gave the impression that this was supposed to be a primary job or a full-time job. It was explicitly contract work from the very beginning. I did not enforce a schedule or even strict deadlines. Throughout my work with Glooby, he was always effusively positive about our agreements, my accommodations for his disabilities, and even in his recent interview, he characterized our agreements as fair. It was only under pressure and leading questions from a curiously biased interviewer that he changed his tune on this.
That's Westside Tyler, isn't it? Demonmama was talking about Westside Tyler. No! Westside Tyler! No, you're getting called out! Oh, hey, DK. Why the fuck is she wearing dumb headdress while addressing grooming allegations? I mean, it's kind of reminiscent of the talk to disrespect thing, putting on your full get-up to address allegations against you.
I wanted to share a couple of examples of our interactions over the years. Here we go. Here is Glooby in June of 2022. Glooby says, "Hey, I have some not amazing news. I'm dealing with a lot of neurological work issues and physical issues. I can barely hold my drawing pen."
Oh, yeah, look. At the end of the day, I think you've got to accept that the claims of like financial abusive shit or whatever it was, I don't know exactly what it was, you know, the claims around the work were quite weak. I think that, you know, I would say that there was probably an underpaying for the kind of work that was being done, right? I mean, you could probably argue something like that. You could argue the toss about that. But making it into this grander point, like the video seemed to, I mean, admittedly, I don't think I ended up watching all of it. So maybe it got better later on. I don't know. But I think that there wasn't really much meat on the bone of these claims of like, you know, Demonmama being a particularly bad employer or something like that. What really, that kind of experience that Glooby was getting, I think is the kind of experience that you're just going to get on a smaller channel, working with like a smaller channel that's growing, that doesn't make a tremendous amount of money. Because smaller channels don't have as much money to throw about, and generally speaking, they're going to try and get you on for as little as they can because they don't have much money in the first place, you know? So, yeah, I'm not really on board with this idea that there was like this tremendous financial abuse happening, right?
I'm having hallucinations and can barely fucking walk downstairs without vomiting or falling over. I keep having full body tremors that are starting to feel like seizures. I have constant vertigo, and to top it all off, I can hardly type and speak. It just sucks. And I can't do anything about it yet, so I'm stuck like this for a bit. So I'm sorry if work is slow or not good. I'm really trying my best. It's also a reason, if you have even noticed, why I haven't been interacting with anyone really.
Bro, I just... How am I not supposed to laugh at that? Am I just like abnormal? Am I just like an inhuman monster for laughing at stuff like that? It just comes across as so funny to me. This person like having hallucinations from being so ill that they can't hold their drawing pen.
All of this has been an increasing issue for my disease, and I don't want my friends and people I care about hearing me be sick and in pain 24/7. I respond, I have noticed you've been quiet lately. That's a very good reason to do so. Again, you don't have to apologize. You've always been nothing short of awesome to me and in the work you do for me and this channel. Glooby then responds sometime later, a little over a month. Hey there, just wanted to update you on my situation. I'm still sick as fuck. I may have had my first seizure yesterday, so if I'm a little slow with responding in work, that could be...
Chud have a crazy get up for streaming. If you want to keep growing, you know what to do.
Big Greg. The Big Greg get up. I'm going to shave my head. That's what I'll do. I'll just play Big Greg as a character. Get an England tattoo on my face.
Why? It seems my disease is ramping up a bit, so it's a bit worrying, but I'll try my best. Generally, my quality of life is pretty shit right now, but I'm going to try my best. I reply with an affirmative emoji, and then I say, you let me know what works for you, and we can adapt and adjust accordingly. Your wellness comes first, and if we need to tag in some assistance on thumbnails or whatever, that's no biggie. You just let me know where you're at like this, and we'll work it out. Glooby then says, the current work need is all right for me currently. I'm just worried about being late or missing stuff. I'll try to be as open and responsive to tell you if need be. And then I respond with affirmative emojis. Then, later, we had this conversation. This was at the end of Glooby's contract work with the channel. Hey, Demonmama, I wanted to talk to you about this. At this point, I think I'm too sick to work for you, and I don't want to drag you or your channel down because of this. It was hard to say this, but I want the best for you because I see how much you care and how much you want this stuff to work out, and I don't want to make it harder. I respond, you aren't dragging us down, but I will accept your resignation so long as you understand you have never dragged us down, and you have been nothing but a boon to me, my creations, and my team. Glooby says, or more stressful. I'm just having a bad day, but I've been thinking about this for a little bit. I respond with saying hug. Glooby responds saying hug. I say, I'm going to pay you for this.
Yes, obviously very gay, okay, but I think the point that's being made here is that this idea that Demonmama was some sort of monstrous whip-snapping boss that was kind of at least insinuated in, if not stated, in the Westside Tyler video was excessive. And I think that there is a story to tell here. I do think there's unquestionably inappropriate, interactions that have happened and criticisms to be made there. I just think that this work stuff shouldn't have really been included. And I think it's like one of those situations where you improve the allegations by focusing in on the things that are bad. And then if you want to do like a separate video where you do a fuller interview and go into it, fine. But yeah. She still offered a garbage contract to some child to draw thumbnails. I mean, I feel like if you're going to criticize Demonmama for that, you need to go after every small channel. Like, every single small channel is giving shitty deals to artists and editors because they can't afford to do otherwise. So it's like, yeah, sure. I think that there probably was some underpaying going on for some of the work that was getting done. But that's just the nature of the beast when it comes to these YouTube channels. And I think to single out Demonmama specifically doesn't really make sense to me. And it's a problem of the industry rather than, oh, you're doing this. And it's like, yeah, you're a small channel with barely any income. Of course, you're paying peanuts for fucking thumbnails, you know?
Month still. And if you need anything job related or otherwise, please let me know. Gloomy says, thank you. I will never forget what you've done for me and my family and for me as an artist. You're the reason I met my partner and my friends. I respond with emojis, and then I say, Glooby, you've been nothing but a good friend to me since we met. Truly one of the coolest people I've ever met in my life. Glooby says, thank you, and same to you. I'm so sick of being sick all the damn time. That's why I'll preach this. If you're going out and about, wear bug spray. Please don't get Lyme disease or Bartonella or any tick-borne disease. It's...
Oh, yes. I believe that the condition Glooby has is a chronic Lyme disease. Yeah, I guess on a much smaller level, it's the kind of like Hassan editor thing on a much smaller scale and stuff. But yeah, there's some hypocrisy you could probably point to. You know, you criticize people for bad workers' rights, but the people that have worked for you, you've treated badly in some way. But then, you know, these messages do, to me, demonstrate a very like reasonable approach to this situation. There doesn't, unless there's other messages we're not seeing, there's not really much pressure here. It's just like, oh, I'm sorry, I've my chronic Lyme disease is really flaring up. I'm really sick. I can't help you. Yeah, okay, sure. Take your time. No problem. Da da da. You know, like it's a very generous kind of approach to this situation. So yeah. Yeah, if you want to call Demonmama hypocritical for espousing workers' rights whilst paying someone peanuts for thumbnails, I don't have a problem with that. That's fair. I think that's a reasonable hypocrisy criticism. But other than that, I don't know, dude. There's not really much meat on the bone here. If the best we've got is, oh, you claim to be a communist, but you pay someone peanuts for thumbnails, I'm a bit like, okay, I think we could probably put this to bed as being like not that substantive and certainly not worthy of the time it was given in Westside Tyler's video. And it's more so the, you know, inappropriate interactions and the NSFW art being shared. That sort of thing is, I think, more relevant and interesting.
So ass. I think that these interactions fairly characterize the positive nature of our work interactions all the way up until the end. During a recent interview, Glooby explicitly lied about me multiple times.
Oh.
Glooby claimed that I did not support a GoFundMe that he ran outside of a retweet. In truth, I was both the first and the largest donor to his GoFundMe. This is publicly available information, which I have screenshotted for you here in...
What is this freak Chud watching? It's my old pal Demonmama. Don't speak about my friends like that. Come on now. It's my friend. It's my old pal.
In order to avoid sharing any unnecessary private info. Let's take a look. As you can see, I am both the first donor and the largest donor. All of the donations that came in to this GoFundMe came after my retweet. So it was coming from my community. The support was coming from my community. And as you can see, that is all of the donors. Additionally, it should be noted,
$100, that ain't shit. No. Okay. Demonmama is not okay. You guys are going to make me defend Demonmama again, aren't you? The claim is not that I gave shitloads of money to the thing. It's that this idea that I didn't support the GoFundMe is wrong. And look, here's money that I provided.
that this GoFundMe occurred a significant amount of time after Glooby was no...
Yes, guys. I'm not, you know, I'm trying not to talk too much about that because I'm more focused on the response to allegations. But yes, I'm very much aware of the controversy surrounding chronic Lyme disease. I personally am very skeptical about the condition. I don't think it's necessarily a thing. But anyway, this video isn't really about that, okay?
no longer doing contract work for my channel, and yet I still supported it financially and with my platform. I do not know why he would lie about this, except to try and make me look bad, especially because I know that Glooby knows that I donated to that. He ran the GoFundMe and took the money out of the GoFundMe. Later, Glooby claimed that I spent $5,000 getting my tongue split instead of paying my team. This is false in multiple ways. My tongue split was a gift from my partner. I have never reduced team pay for my own expenses. Additionally, my tongue split only cost approximately 1/10 of his claimed estimation. The actual cost was about $600 Canadian. I don't even know where he got the idea to place the price so high, because I am unaware of any body modder that charges so steeply for such a procedure. It seems to me, once again, to be a way of misleading viewers. Glooby then claims I also spent money on a Trippie Redd concert during a time when channel income was down.
Listen, guys, I don't know why you're freaking out about the tongue split, okay? That's the last surgery you should be talking about when it comes to Demonmama, okay? That's all I'm going to say, bro.
This was sometime after my tongue split. It was a birthday gift from my partner, and the total cost of the ticket was about $60. While channel revenue did go down after COVID lockdowns ended, this was not unique to my channel at all, and in fact it's been acknowledged publicly by YouTube. Because everyone on my team at the time was paid a percentage of channel revenue, pay went down for all of us.
Right, anyway, sorry, this bit's important. Yeah, the response to the inappropriate communication was extremely lackluster. So, but then, this is, I think the issue is because there was so much talked about of the employment stuff, this is now getting focused on, and it gives an opportunity to talk so much about this, whereas, you know, I personally wasn't really that jazzed about this economic shit. It's like, okay, like, that's not really that much of an issue to me. It's the other stuff. Anyway, this bit is important to that.
Was about $60. This was sometime after my tongue split. It was a birthday gift from my partner, and the total cost of the ticket was about $60. While channel revenue did go down after COVID.
Sorry, I'm getting distracted again. Legatlanius, thank you for the raid. Appreciate it. Yeah, apparently, I didn't really follow it that closely, but apparently President Sunday and Westside Tyler used to be more friendly, but then they had some big drama and beef over this, I think. And they ended up falling out because of it, didn't they?
It was a birthday gift from my partner, and the total cost of the ticket was about $60. While channel revenue did go down after COVID lockdowns ended, this was not unique to my channel at all, and in fact it's been acknowledged publicly by YouTube. Because everyone on my team at the time was paid a percentage of channel revenue, pay went down for all of us.
Wonderful. But how do
I have always run this show with an incredibly...
Warning, Chud PLS, don't fight with Bobby.
Hey! Thank you for the $10. I watched that clip of Nicholas talking some shit. I've got no quarrel with Blows Blacks. I think it's funny if Nicholas is starting to, you know, have a bit of a backwards and forwards. That could be some much needed drama that we need.
Tight margin, and I have never put my own pay before team pay, ever. The idea I did so is a flat out lie. Finally, as mentioned before, I am now...
Yes, I'm sorry, I keep getting distracted.
Okay, that's wonderful. But
I
how
do
I make
fear that
money
Stylo has
off
had a
the
point
press
this whole time.
Westside Tyler is the dog pack to Demonmama's Mr. Beast, and Glooby is Jake Weddle. Used to find your abrasive cynicism hard to watch, now it keeps me sane.
Thank you for the $5 Australian. Glooby is Jake Weddle. I mean, on a much lower level, perhaps. You know, we're talking multiple layers down, maybe we could say that. Thank you for the super
And
chat.
the total cost of the ticket was about $60. While channel revenue did go down after COVID lockdowns ended, this was not unique to my channel at all, and in fact it's been acknowledged publicly by YouTube. Because everyone on my team at the time was paid a percentage of channel revenue, pay went down for all of us. I have always run this show with an incredibly tight margin, and I have never put my own pay before team pay, ever. The idea I did so is a flat out lie. Finally, as mentioned before, I am now aware that Glooby lied not only to me, but to others about his age on multiple occasions. According to his interview, his 18th birthday is in August of 2021. Glooby told me that he was 18 in January of 2021 and again in July of 2021, which I can prove. As you can see here, Glooby in January of 2021 claims that he is 18. And again, in July of 2021, I say it might feed his ego, but it is really funny. And Glooby says it'll feed the horny minds, including mine. By the way, if you're worried about not safe for work stuff, I'm 18, so we vibin', cuz. In this message, he is referencing the fact that I had previously set boundaries with him about sending any sort of artwork that could be construed as not safe for work. I only ever...
So, yeah, sure, it seems like there's some uncertainty over the age in 2021, but those messages with Fawn were in 2020. And I think at that time, at least, it was understood that they weren't an appropriate age to send stuff through to. So, yeah, I just think that, you know, if Demonmama didn't know that Fawn was speaking to them, I guess there's not much you could really expect. It just seems highly inappropriate and unacceptable to be sending, you know, pornographic art to someone that you've made no effort to check the age of or ask. So, you know, to me, Fawn is just a total freak. I think Fawn is a complete and utter freak. No matter what you want to call it or how you want to slice it, I think it's highly unacceptable to do that sort of thing. And I think the kind of defense of it is quite weak. And I think Demonmama, you know, should at least have had some wind of this communication, or at least should have told Fawn. I mean, maybe if Demonmama said to Fawn, don't do that, they're under 18, maybe it wouldn't make a difference. I don't know. But I just think that it seems wrong that that's happened, and the excuse is, oh, well, Fawn was having that conversation and I didn't realise, and also Glooby sent Fawn the artwork first. Yeah, horsey butts. I mean, bro, what the... It's animal stuff too. I mean, it's like another level of degeneracy.
Okay, that's wonderful. But how do I make money off depressed people?
Glooby needs money for snake oil lime treatments. Okay, thank you for the super chat.
Offered contract thumbnail work to him, given that he had communicated that he was 18 and was openly looking for starter work to build his profile as an artist. I wanted to be supportive of his aspirations as an artist. It's deeply upsetting to me to now know that Glooby repeatedly lied to me in order to try and circumvent my boundaries and get paid work from me and my channel. Just 2 weeks before this harassment campaign against me began, Glooby and I were speaking positively and supportively. We have only ever had one small...
Oh, the Fawn tweeting about jerking it to show toes. Is that what they're calling them now, is it? That was addressed earlier and hand waved away as jokes. My understanding of that is that it was jokes. So yeah, I mean, to me, that seems absurd. I don't think it's jokes. I think it's highly likely that Fawn is into wacky, shota, lolly, pedo-esque shit. Yeah, I don't know. I was only joking about that. I mean, very hard to believe. Very hard to believe.
All issue, which was a crediting mistake that I made when we redid our YouTube auto descriptions. When I was made aware of the issue by Glooby, I resolved it within 13 minutes, and Glooby stated there was no bad feelings between us. I have always been reachable and open to Glooby, though I admit that I am significantly less so now after he publicly and knowingly lied about me to the direct monetary benefit of specific drama channels who have used his word to enact a violent and deranged campaign against me. I find it strange and unsettling that Glooby claims to have had issues with me or my community, but never once raised any of these issues to me, to my mod team, or even to my lead mod, who is in a position to field issues with the community. Glooby was positively and...
What violence has occurred? I thought it was just words on the internet. Maybe the doxing is violence. Yeah, this just feels like Victim Andy shit. Yeah. Look, people were shitty to you. Get over it, dude. I don't know what does this fucking take. Oh, people were mean to me on the internet, guys. Yes.
regularly engaging in my Discord server, where he has over 21.
Dude, all I did was cover it. I think DK did a juicy thumbnail for it, but I don't think it was like that crazy. I think the word nonce was thrown about, I believe. I don't know, dude. I don't think that probably isn't even referring to me. I think mainly it's Westside Tyler that's being referred to in all of this. He is this, violent drama farmer.
1,000 messages sent until literal days before he decided to lie about me and my family to drama channels. To wrap things up,
To be fair, Demonmama isn't back, really, in any meaningful way. I'm just covering this because I covered the original allegation, and it's only fair to look at someone's response if it comes out, which is why I'm doing this.
Those of you who are concerned viewers have been made victim of a grossly misleading moral panic with the explicit goal of damaging my reputation and career. The perpetrators of this campaign of harassment and false allegations have directly engaged in deliberate doxing and explosive death threats to myself, my family.
Okay, well, I definitely have not participated in any of that, okay? I'm not doing any doxing or death threats. I just made a funny segment about the allegations. The response to the worst of it is not good. Fawn was sending porn to someone that was underage, but they didn't realise. They never asked, but they didn't realise. And, I didn't realise that was happening. Oh. And also, Glooby sent it first. I mean, that's a pretty shit response as it goes. I think that Demonmama did express some boundary in regards to Glooby not sending stuff. With them being underage, but that boundary would seem born more of a legal concern than a moral or ethical concern. And I think it shouldn't be that, you shouldn't do that, that's illegal. It should more so be, no, we can't, you shouldn't send me NSFW images as a minor because it's wrong, right? But I think that whole thing is born out of a negligence rather than Demonmama desperately wanting to see NSFW art that Glooby has, drawn. It's like, wanting to support Glooby and not wanting to shut him down too hard, and so letting him down softly. But with that sort of thing, it shouldn't be like, oh, I don't want to shut you down too hard because I'm worried about your artistic endeavors. It should be, under no circumstances can that happen. End of conversation. No more to say about it, But yeah, I mean, there is obviously some evidence here that Glooby is like, themselves sending stuff through, like, sure, but like, I don't know, dude. It just feels to me like definitely inappropriate conduct, communication, stuff like that. Some sort of noncy behavior happening, particularly between Fawn and Glooby. So not addressed particularly well. I think kind of swept over, pushed on quickly. And I didn't really care that much about the workplace stuff in the first place. Yes, there's a hypocrisy argument to make, but is a small channel paying peanuts for thumbnails that big a deal? I don't really think so.
How do I make money off depressed people?
I used to have a degree of respect for DM before the Shan nuke. I don't like Shan either, but President Sunday's criticisms of DM are pretty spot on.
Thank you for the super chat.
Family and my friends. I had no desire to give any credence to a harassment campaign so violent and built on such paltry and deeply misrepresented evidence, especially because every response encourages obsessive stalkers to torment and target my family and friends more. I expect that certain people will continue their harassment campaigns undeterred by truth, but I do not intend to speak on this matter further. I hope that you as viewers will maintain a critical eye, especially to demonstrable serial liars and their drama farming monetization schemes that parasitically hurt others for their own gain while they go on violent and unhinged tirades. This calculated harassment campaign has been deeply hurtful and harmful to me and those close to me. I cannot overstate the pain and disappointment that I feel at having endured weeks of the most vile false allegations and abuse. It has spiraled into hurting numerous people associated with me in an attempt to hurt me, and I cannot denounce this enough. That is all for now. Thank you, and goodbye.
The ending. Thank you, and goodbye. I hate this. Oh, the death threat stuff and the vile false. I mean, oh my god, dude, I don't care about any of that. There we go, guys. There's Demonmama's response to the allegations, the nonskations. We didn't hear the gay fresh stuff get addressed. What was the last word with that from Westside Tyler? Because I remember he was talking about wanting to like fire himself like an autistic missile at like people like Gayfesh, a name which probably doesn't mean much to a lot of you. He's some like Vosh hanger-on that's got in with this community that does crazy shit. Like he's, you know, he's like a gay ops extraordinaire. Yeah, also, just broadly, this idea that it's okay when it's about Xanderhall, but when it's about me, oh, no, that's bad, actually, and drama farming, just fucking retarded. Anyway, there we go, guys. Did you like that?